What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today I'm giving you guys an update to the cave, the home theater room. So you'll notice that Red Sonja is missing here. Now I have posted some pictures in my Facebook group and Instagram, so if you follow me there you would have seen some pictures. But I did move her, and the reason I moved her is not that I don't like her there, but she just felt out of place. Because you got Predator and Alien, and then a transition into horror, and what was she's really like a fantasy piece, and so I didn't really think she fit there too good. And I moved XM Alien over there for a reason as well. I did a bunch of different photoshops thinking of pieces I could display right there when that was back there. And I came to the conclusion that 3 pieces would work. And I'm not still 100% sure if I'm going to follow this route or not, but option 1, which is the cheapest route, the one I think will look best in the collection, and is shipping very soon. I've already paid a deposit on it. Is just Cool Props Predator bust. So you can check out my Instagram for some photos of these as well. But basically the Cool Props Predator bust, the wolf bust. I saw one in-hand pics, and to be honest, I did not like those. I mean, the pics were horrendous. Bad lighting, bad angles, bad quality. So you can't judge a piece off that. But I really would like to get some good, clear photos of that before I plunge and throw down the, $1,300 for it. It's not super expensive. If it's as good as their P2 bust, then I'll be happy. But I think it would go best right here. That way it follows the theme of 3 1/3, 3 life-size busts, 3 1/3. And then I'd actually remove that poster, move that little to the right, and then do a wolf mask. So everything's done in 3s for Predator and Alien. In addition, 3 alien props. So 3s is how I would do it. And I think that will look best. It also makes this wall more complete, where if you stop right there, but then that's all Alien and Predator, and you put something else there, it doesn't quite transition as good, I think. So that's why I'm really leaning towards Wolf Bust, because Wolf is my favorite Predator. I already paid a deposit of $280, and it's shipping really like any day now. We've already seen some in hands. My retailer has it listed this month, so I expect them to email me any day saying it's shipping. Sideshow shows it was August. So it's a 50-pound box. They have box measurements, so it's probably just sitting at the port right now waiting to get cleared is my guess. But I do think this, as of right now, this is kind of my plan A. Now, if I get the wolf bust, and I just hate it, I don't like the look of it, I don't like the sculpt or the paint or whatever, I would probably just return it or sell it. If I get it and the paint sucks, but I love the sculpt, similar to the Sideshow wolf bust, I'd probably just pay to get it repainted by a really good painter. Or if I simply just don't want it and I return it, then I have 2 other options I can do for this wall. We would return XM Alien back there, and we can do 1 Gizmo by ECC. Now Gizmo I think will be the most detailed of all 3 options, but it's also the most expensive. It is also available now. Now there is pros and cons to Gizmo. So it's a companion piece obviously to Mohawk Gremlin. Granted, different style base, and technically you'd have 2 Gizmos because Gizmo is in his base. Gizmo is, surrounded by all these creatures, and it's just like a cute furry little guy, and the entire wall is like monsters and creatures, so I just don't know how well he fits in, if you know what I mean. But he is a good companion piece. He's wide and deep, so he'd fill that entire spot nicely. However, he's very short, 14 inches tall, so he'd look super tiny there, and it'd give me a lot of empty space above him that I just don't know I want that empty space above him. I like bigger pieces in this room. So Gizmo, I feel like he'd go great down low, with like a poster behind him, but not a top shelf piece. And especially with his pose, I think he's more of a down shelf piece. So if I want a Gizmo, I think I would want to put him down low. But ultimately, I am still leaning towards no on Gizmo for, several reasons. Because it's just very expensive. It's small. I know it's wide, but it's just so tiny. And I just don't think I'd be, based off my collection, I just don't think it would fit as good. Option 3, which is definitely a viable option, is PCS Ghostface. And what I do is obviously move that over there and then have Ghostface 1/3 there. And that could definitely work. You could also technically move the Gremlin over and do Ghostface in the corner. Because keep in mind, I am doing Leatherface right there. So if I wanted to do Ghostface, Leatherface, Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason, Ash, Pennywise, it all flows together. But Ghostface could also work right there. Although I still feel the transition as not as good as it is right now. And then just doing Wolf Bust. And my Prime 1 Big Chap should be shipping any day now. They've really taken their sweet time in shipping. It took them nearly a month. They still have not shipped since I've paid. But yeah, right now I'm doing Wolf. But plan B is going to be, I need to see what Ghostface looks like. If I don't like Ghostface and I'm just like, it's not worth it, I don't care for it, then I would just probably do Gizmo. Gizmo is my last resort. I could also do something else. I don't know if I like the idea of having Prime 1 1/3 Predator in the same display as Cinema Cat, because they're the exact same pose. And I feel like I should only have one in this display, not two. Ultimately, if I'm going to keep Prime 1 and Cinema Cat, I need to have them displayed separately and have Prime 1 as like a standalone somewhere else. That's how I feel would look better. Or Cinema Cat as a standalone somewhere else. Because I definitely don't want to sell Cinema Cat. But yeah, that's basically what I'm kind of doing on this wall. So I really want to see more in-hand pics of Wolf Predator bust and go from there. I want to get it in hand, see how I like it, see if it's worthy to be a centerpiece to my wall, or if I just don't want it. And I mean, I do, based off the production photos that Cool Prop showed us, I love it. But based off the photos this random Instagrammer posted, I was like, oh my gosh. But those photos were seriously 0 out of 10 quality, lighting, and angles. So we'll see, but we will see. So the other thing that I'm changing, or, whatever, is this wall. So this is where we moved Red Sonja. The one thing I did not like at this top shelf was having 1/4 scales outside of Sour and above. I did not like having Lurtz and Berserker up there. They felt too small, especially when compared to these 1/3 and busts, and it just didn't flow well. So we moved Red Sonja over here, which I think this works really good. Going from the underworld to Blades, so vampires and werewolves, into Lord of Darkness, which is a fantasy movie. And he looks really good right there. I love him there. I love the vibrant colors, the size and presence. He has crazy good presence. And then I feel Red Sonja is a good transition as well. With the snake and her red hair, and she's a fantasy movie. And then you go into Lord of the Rings, which is also, fantasy as well. So the plan is obviously we're going to upgrade this to Prime 1 Sauron, and I have plenty of space here. We have like freaking tons of space, so not an issue. And then Lurtz bust right here with this poster. I moved the Sauron poster there, and I'll eventually change this all to Lord of the Rings. Lurtz bust does fit in the corner quite nice, actually, because he's so big, and you need a big piece, and he looks great. And then underneath him directly is the Lurtz 1/4. So, he's still near his bust, and I feel that works and looks really good. And Prime 1 Sauron will look amazing here. He'll have much better presence than this guy, because he's 43 inches tall. His base is humongous, so it's going to take all this space, and I'm really excited to get it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be upgrading the rest of my line to Prime 1 Lord of the Rings. It depends on my money situation, really. So if you guys want to help out, please use the links below when you're ordering statues. That will help me buy those statues. Because as of right now, I'm only planning on getting Sauron. We'll see, though. But I did move Galadriel right here. Now, she's my least favorite of the piece. Now, technically, if you were to look straight on, she is blocked. However, when I'm looking at this, I'm always looking at it at an angle like this. So I can actually still see her great. And I have all three white wizards together, which I really like. I just switched Gandalf's so we could have all three white wizards. And right here, we did Berserker with Morgul Lord. And I actually need to wall mount that right there. So I'll do that probably tomorrow, and we'll move that sword right there. And you'll notice my Felbeast by Iron Studios is currently gone right now. I actually had some issues with it after my video, and I'm getting a replacement. So I shipped it back to them and getting a replacement. So that'll just go back right there. I was trying to think of ways and whatnot, but I think it's best to just wall mount that so all three are wall mounted, and then just return the Felbeast diorama there. So yeah, I think this looks really good. You know, and when I do think Prime 1 other Lord of the Rings statues, you know, like, obviously they've released their Balrog, which I frickin' love. And I just saw Anthony V, another YouTuber, check out his channel. He does a great job. He's out of Australia. Awesome collection. He just got Balrog, and it looks amazing. It's huge, detailed, looks frickin' cool. Although it's 31 inches deep, like 24 inches wide. The thing's a monster. No, bear in mind, this garage shelf's 24 inches deep. So even if I put it on a garage shelf, it'd stick out like 6 inches. And I'm just like, oh gosh. The only way to display it is at an angle, but that thing would take up half a garage shelf. So ultimately, unfortunately, I just don't have the space for that one. Now, if I'm going to get Legolas, Eragon, the other Lurtz and Berserker, I'd really have to sell off every one of these, but probably Saruman, Morgul Lord, Gandalf, and the 2 orcs. Every one of those would have to go to make way for Prime 1s. You know, to get all the Prime 1 line, basically. I'd only keep 4 of them. Sell the rest. But that will all depend on my situation at the time. As of right now, I'm only planning to do Prime 1 Sauron. And then when I get that in hands, if it just like freakishly blows me away, and then we see in hands of, you know, Eragon and Legolas, and I'm like, holy crap, then I'll probably buy them. But for right now, I do like the look of this, and I'm glad I'm able to move Red Sonja over there. I think it flows really good on this wall. Once we get Prime 1 Sauron, which will look much bigger and better, and then just get the Felbeast back, wall mount that, then it will just look freaking perfect. And I have sold my Khaleesi bust. It's on a payment plan right now, so that will be gone. In the meantime, I'm actually thinking of throwing my Converse Skullcrawler there. I think that will actually look really cool there. And, you know, I'm going to get one of 2 things eventually to go with that Khaleesi. Either Jon Snow or Infinity Studios Khaleesi bust. I need to see that bust, obviously, especially if it's going to cost $4,000+. It has to have absolute spot-on likeness to Emilia Clarke. And if it did, I highly doubt it'll even fit in here based off concept pics. So I'd probably have to move the entire display. And I would definitely make space for that if it's perfect likeness and buy it. Because, you know, I freaking love Daenerys Targaryen. At the end of the day, what I'd love to do right there, actually, is do Godzilla and Kong bust with Kong vs. Skullcrawler in the middle, and then have the middle space be the diorama. And we completely move Khaleesi bust. And I have an idea of where I could put her. Anyways, folks, yeah, that's basically what I've been doing this weekend outside of working out and playing Returnal. If you guys have not played that video game, it's a very fun, very difficult video game. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts and opinions below, folks. If you are liking some of these changes, any suggestions, if any of you have seen other better pictures of cool props, wolf busts, send it to me on Instagram, Flankster117. Be sure you've liked this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.